Good evening, RPG Limit Break. Welcome back to Fall League, Final Fantasy Randomizer. Tonight, the first race of Week 3 flags. Chaos is a long rampage. I'm joined here in the booth tonight by Woo Bear on comms. How's it going, Woo?
It's going pretty good. How you doing?
Doing very well. Excited to see these racers, open some boxes, find some monsters, and then suffer against some Topher, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Tonight,
I'm excited for this one. It's a fun little flag set, so.
Agreed. Interesting options. We've got all loose, but those key items are going to be behind NPCs or in specially marked boxes full of monsters along the way. Generally pretty early. If you find a dungeon early, chances are it's going to have a lot of stuff for you. So we've definitely seen, I know in practice, some pretty quick go modes, you would call them, on these flags.
Yeah, I can't stop looking at Shumabi has 3 fighters white mage. I don't know if that's trolling or if that's what he's going to stick with, but that is an interesting party. At the
Considering the LE plus blursing on the fighter, I think it makes some sense. Guaranteed, damage spell doesn't have to worry about maybe getting unlucky in the first couple shots. So, I see the logic potentially behind it. But yeah, we've got 4 different parties. No, but the bottom 2 are the same. But everybody else, mixing it up some. Very interesting decisions you've got to make with these blursings and just kind of what you're going to need to get through these seeds.
Yeah. Just gotta get through that first fight with the fighter, because minus 30 HP. You're gonna be at 1.
Yeah, he's gonna be real squishy early. Hopefully he makes it through a fight and then he'll be golden. But yeah.
I haven't done some of these. I've really liked the doing pirates early, since there's no encounters on this flag set, no random encounters. You're only going to be doing fights from chests, trap tiles, and I guess pirates. So I really like doing pirates early. Get you the level 4 typically for a 4-man party.
I agree.
Going.
We've got overworld shuffle, entrance shuffle, except for town. So provoke also a good source of those level 2 spells, and generally you need some sort of good sweeper to start taking, the boxes that you're going to find along the way. But yeah, I agree. Pirates early, hit up that second town. We also have elite and caster gear and shops, so I wouldn't be surprised to see these runners, peeking in there for some weaponry, some ribbons, maybe the power bonks for sale, and you don't even have to open boxes. It's fantastic.
Can literally be anything. Excals, Mazamums, katanas, power bonks, white shirts, all the good stuff, all in there.
Yeah,
you do need money.
Or white shirts, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
So Shum's immediately checking the castle, looking for some early spikes. Whiz Mummies, not bad. You get Fire 3.
Definitely, peeking in there.
Got order.
The one, drop box. You just need a fighter to get a spell off, maybe 2. It should be good, and get some early levels, some motion, and some money before peeking into the town. So
that's the big thing. It's a bit risky, but you can get loot. You need that. The big thing is getting the money, so you can buy more things.
Loot early is interesting. A lot of times that likes to hide, since it's not, gating anything specifically except for Topher at the end. So I'm sure, the runners will be happy to get that out of the way early.
Yeah, that's the other thing it's worth mentioning. Recruits are on for this, so I'm interested to see if Shumabi is going to swap out any of those fighters, or just going to go massive Excalibur swingies with them, or not.
Yeah, you have lots of options. All the classes will be available in some sort of recruit, I believe. I know black belt strats are a thing that a lot of people love. Boom. Excal right away, knowing it's available. We do start with the tail, so as soon as they find, Bahamut's Cave, promotion's on the table. Pretty free. There's no Hall of Dragons or buffed Bahamut to fight tonight.
Jay Shidell seeing many more mummies than the other runners so far. That's fine. More XP, really, in the end.
Yeah, there is no encounters along the way. You are limited to the XP you're going to get from the spike tiles of these boxes and bosses. So, yeah, sometimes running into larger packs early is a little bit of a benefit. The scaling's not bad either. So even if 1 or 2 people die, it usually turns into a lot of XP on the survivors, which just helps ricochet you forward. We do have max charges on level up, I believe. So as you learn or as the characters level up and get those charges, they will gain spells to cast in there. So it does make it a
Yeah.
lot easier to stay out and sort of clear through these dungeons that are full of
Peeps.
boxes you need. Yes, fantastic encounter there. Fantastic name.
This is one of my favorite flags. Is you get the spell charges when you get them. So instead of just being an empty charge, you can cast that spell.
Exactly. It really works very well, I think, with this flag set in particular, just because you have to sort of deep dive these dungeons early. The chaotic distribution of the loose items tends to, fill up the early areas you have access to with stuff. And so you want to be able to go all the way down through Volcano and see if they're early, and get as many eyes on boxes as you can to make sure you're not missing, something that is important.
Yeah, this is one thing about this flag set is they tend to I've seen be very front loaded for the key items, the trap boxes. So you're gonna have a lot of key items early that you have to deal with, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, it gives the runners some choices, right? There's only a couple things that are probably going to be behind an NPC, and they may not even be necessary, as well as the shop items. So you're getting a lot of these key items, and maybe a waste of time to even turn in. A lot of times, we need the rod, the loot, the key, the cube, and then some form of access to the 4 dungeons in Topher, depending on where they are. You could go the seed without the floater or the canoe, and potentially not have any problems getting to where you need to go.
Yeah, I want to see that magical seed where go mode is in the inner sea. You just all 4 dungeons are there in Topher, and you don't even need ship or floater or anything like that.
If there's a
Could
good
theoretically
spike
happen.
tile in the area, would be surprised to see the time that you could put up with a seed like that. Because chances are, you wouldn't even have to open all the boxes if the game gave you the stuff you needed, and you could avoid some of the others. It'd be very interesting to see.
That is worth mentioning. Beats side tiles are on, so the trap tiles. There's some really really good ones,
But yes,
like triple eyeballs and all sorts of good stuff. So you can
yeah,
get some
triple eyeball is one of my
phenomenal
favorites.
grinding fights. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
not biggest XP, but they are generally the easiest thing to kill for how much XP they give you. So
certainly. And a lot of my practice seeds lately, though, the eyeballs have come with rub, so it makes it a
yeah,
little interesting if you don't have that ribbon or some form of protection early.
yeah, pro
Uh,
ring
you
or
know,
ribbon.
yeah, but it can be a benefit if you're going black belt strats. Maybe that's the play. Let them insta kill the rest of your
Yeah,
party and just let level up your carry. Yeah, I mean you could even
it's
do
almost
that
a
with a
boon. Like
fighter.
it's almost a good thing in that case because then they can kill off everyone. You just have to hope that you don't get 3 out of 256 on the pro ring / ribbon.
Yeah,
Can
and long
happen.
grinds will make you more and more nervous as that
Uh-huh.
goes on because you're dodging it every time, but there is that chance you're going to lose a lot of levels if you're going in somewhere deep to find that spike tile where they are.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised to see these runners sort of peak a lot of spike tiles that may or may not be on the way, as they move around to
Oh yeah.
try to find that optimal grind spot because it really is with limited XP available through the chest, and the likelihood you're gonna need a little extra firepower or at least HP for Topher. We tend to see a lot of grinding, I think, on these flags.
Absolutely necessary. There's something we haven't mentioned in this particular flag set. Topher is short Topher. Alt Fiends are on, but the final boss is not Chaos. It is Double Dragon, which is the carry 2 fight and the Tiamat 2 fight at the same time. So it can be real nasty. With they can both nuke on the first turn, and you're just like, cool. I guess this is my
Yeah.
life.
You can, yeah, they can dish out a lot of punishment very quickly. You generally have to be able to focus one down in the first turn or two in those situations, I think, to have even a chance. And the game can still just laugh at you. We do see a pro ring pick up, as we were talking about. Those are fantastic. If you don't find ribbons, it's kind of the next best thing
Yeah.
to get through some of these problematic spells that are kind of come out from enemies and bosses. The
Yeah.
boat,
Pro Ring's
fantastic to have.
crucial. Prevents a lot of ID spells, rub, quad X, and all sorts of good stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and we know the enemies like to surprise you when you least expect it with some of those nasty abilities. So we see a tavern clinic recruitment spot peak, red mage swapping
Oh,
out for
recruiting
Iker there.
all red mages.
Very interesting. Having seen what spells are available so far, making the call to just sort of commit to what's available and not
Yep.
worry about things that red mages might not be able to learn later on down the road. They do have, I believe, Sage though. So since the tail is available early, it makes even more sense, right?
It does make sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see sort of a shift in that direction for people that want to like lean heavy into the spells, which is a pretty effective way to get through most of these seeds, at least up to the end point.
Yeah, no, Sage is one of the best blessings to get. They keep their permissions to like they can't learn stuff that the Red Wizard would be able to learn. But like levels 1 to 4, level 1 to 5, they can learn all the black and the white magic, which is great.
Yeah, and it's easy to commit, I think, at this point. Yeah, finding them in Elfland where the level 3 and 4 spells are. You've seen everything that could be available to them
Yep.
that you're guaranteed to have, and if that's good enough, which at this point, Invis 2, Life, those are fantastic things to have. Red Mage is definitely showing up in this seed, and we
Yeah,
do
that is
see
the
the
thing.
shop item, Adamant.
You do have to rebuy any spells that you previously bought at levels 1 and 2, but not a big deal if you get it, especially early. Just have to go
Yeah,
back to an
money
area and
tends to
go open it.
flood you eventually, and yeah, even if you don't need to grab them early, you can just stop by towards the late game and pick them back up. No need to go to
All right,
life and.
where's Ruby gonna pop you out? I'm gonna say Sarda.
Yeah, I would lean towards Sarda or West, Titans West. Just have it be reversed.
Yeah.
It does that to me a lot. It's interesting when it gives you access to an extra entrance, because that could have something in
Ice
it.
Cave.
Well, do we have Canoe yet? No, we do not. So if Canoe was in play, that would put Volcano. Although you could get there another way too.
Yeah,
But
but
it'd be
it's kind of
interesting.
a cute little. It's quicker that way as opposed to going through the whole river system. Um, it's kind of cool, especially if you have like a save scum. You can like set the save at the Titan's entrance and then go check Volcano. If it's nothing, reset back.
Yep.
I like
Yeah.
it. It's like a little play.
You can make a lot of use out of save scums in this because most of the entrances you don't really need to worry about, especially if you find them later on. Once you've sort of established where your go mode items are or are not likely to be. Anywhere that doesn't have boxes in it that you haven't already peeked in some way is pretty much useless. So.
Yeah, Shumbabi does have Canoe, so I'm curious to see if maybe they do
Ah,
go
yeah.
check the volcano.
Could be the play. The game is trying to front load you a little bit with these key items. The things you can go to earlier or more likely to have, the things that you need to get through the rest of the feed. So if it's a dungeon with any chest in it, especially if it's one of the bigger ones, it could have everything there that,
Yeah,
that's remaining.
Shumbabi unfortunately does not have the ship, which all the other runners have currently. So
It makes it a much longer trip down there,
makes it
already
a much longer
halfway,
trip.
but yeah.
Hey, white shirts for only 5,000. That's a good deal.
Yep, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised to see people buy, 3 or 4 of them. Make sure you get a full first turn, in this stacks just going, especially later on. It can give you that safety you
Oh,
probably are going to
absolutely.
need versus any of the punchy bosses in Topher. It's
Which is all of
fantastic
them.
to have short Topher, at least. It's very quick to lose to it over and over again. Go back in
It sure
and
is.
beat your head
I've
against
been
it,
there.
but. I'll take it over a long walk.
Oh, absolutely.
Every time, every time. Although I
I might
still
have
find
sat out this
myself.
week if it was long over, honestly. I'd be like,
That's fair. Yeah, no encounters are on, so it wouldn't be that bad. It'd almost just be time at that point, which I wouldn't be surprised one of the reasons it's turned off.
yeah,
They tend to
exactly.
take a lot of those sort of combinations of flags into consideration when they're making these flag sets to synergize them or just not make the racer's life. There's difficulty in the places where they want the difficulty in these flags. They don't need to make it, a chore just to get between the bosses at the end. They're hard enough as it is.
Shooting
Crisscrossing
Bobby going
paths.
back, not taking the Titan Sentinel to the thing. Probably checking Marsh Cave. I don't know if he did that or not.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't want to leave it stranded over here, in case it does have something useful. Although
Ordeals.
ordeals isn't probably what he wanted to see. I mean, again, no encounters makes
No
it
encounters,
significantly
but
more bearable. But
it's still annoying. There are 3 unique trap tiles up here, which is cool, but
let's see eyeballs. That's what we want to see, right? Eyeballs should be at the hardest trap tile to get to, just to make that decision a little more interesting. I think.
yeah, I'm curious to see if Bobby checks the one in the 4-pillar room. Because that one, really, you only check it for the trap tile. Which is this room here, and he is. Alright. Mummies! Don't care.
Yeah, not going to be sticking around to grind here. But we do have some more tiles on the way. Maybe something good will be here. And he would have found it first. So, to decide, on these flags, XP does go up pretty quickly once you get some orbs. But
Oh, especially with the
there's
orb, yeah.
definitely something to be said about just grinding when you find a grind, because the XP is already pretty good.
That is the question, right? Like, each orb gives you 50%, so it's a potential 200%. I don't know which one's better. Like, if you find the grind, I mean, says easy, right? Do you just do that then? Or do you, like, get a couple orbs in and then do it? I don't know what the answer is to that, but
Yeah, I think some of that's up to preference. Some of that's up to where the locations are, I think. Yeah, and we see Jay Scheidel's Volcano Dive paying off with quite a few key items, as the Dense Dungeon like Volcano is like to do. There's a lot of boxes in there for the game to roll into these trapped boxes, although we do also see one there on Shimbabi's side in
ghosts are
Ordeals here.
spooky. They can hit hard.
Yeah, and you never want to see status stuff come out because it'll wreck you. Mute in these flags, particularly dangerous a lot of times because you're relying heavily on spells. I think so. Enemies that could come out and put a stop to that. Suddenly, you don't have a way to get rid of them.
Oh, that's
Hey,
big.
that is
Who
big. No
needs ship?
ship yet, but you don't
Yeah,
need it. You can
don't need
canoe
it.
your way over there. Man, Ordeals having the floater. That's a big deal. Getting it early, we've seen Volcano. I don't know if we've seen any of the other dungeons that we need to find, but now it's just a quick hunt for that key, the rod, which we have seen, and then, the rest of the locations for Shimbabi.
Yeah, Jay Scheidel putting fighting fake carry. This is just happenstance that this carry sprite is here, but yeah, taking care of it, no problem. Ice Spree, some I think that was a light axe being swung. Very solid.
Fantastic. Worth doing it
Yeah,
while you're here. If you
absolutely.
feel
If
like
you
you've
got the
got the
power,
power, yep, take it. Why
because
why
again, that's
come back and
50%
walk
XP,
through?
right?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to make everything you do, you still have to open boxes, and they're going to be worth that much more. It's definitely the play. If you are put into a position where you can take, generally I feel like it's the lich or the carry spot early. But I mean, I've seen C a lot early in these flags as well, and the
Yeah.
thought is always there. Do I throw myself up against whoever's at the Kraken spot to get it over with while I'm down there?
So yeah, I'm interested. Jay Scheidel does not have Canal. The other 2 runners on the bottom, Mechlin and Iker, do have Canal and ship. I'm curious if they're just gonna avoid Marsh and just sail out, because that's gonna be a big time loss if they don't get that floater really
Yeah.
quick.
I mean, unless it turns out that the floater spots aren't particularly necessary, but it's going to save Shimbabi so much time having it this much earlier than everybody else, even if it leads him astray for a little while.
Yeah.
Probably going to be a net positive.
That's the other thing. Key has not been found yet, so that's gonna be somewhere out in the ether.
Yeah, the wide world available to most of these runners. Without the canal, Jay Scheidel's a little restricted, but everybody else has access to all but a couple dungeons, or all of them in the case of Shimbabi. So,
Yeah, it's
lots
really
of
spooky.
places to look. I tend to lean towards early. Just look at what you had available before you got that floater. If
Yeah.
there's any dungeons there, that's where you should focus, because I feel like it does try to front load it. It's not always the right play. We've
Oh,
seen
promo.
some of these last key items be
Oh,
in
should probably not going for the promo.
very silly places. Interesting. Maybe that's indicative of a black belt strat, although
Yeah.
Bahamut's Horde is on. So every
Yeah.
box that you're going to find in the
That's a good
Cardia
point.
entrances is down there. So, we haven't seen a lot of them. I know we've seen at least one.
It was at least one.
Maybe Shumbabi has seen, because there's three with boxes. Maybe he's seen 2 out of 3 and is just willing to forego the walk down.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see if that is, like you said, indicative of a black belt strat or not.
Oh, also, yes, good point. Tracker pointing out
Oh,
in chat, the bonus point for
I totally
tonight
forgot
is
the bonus.
promote after level 30. So I still would go in and check the boxes, I think, just in
100%,
case
yeah.
you don't
So
want
you have
that.
exit as
Because
well,
that's
right?
the key. Yeah, at that point, right? If you have a quick way out, even more. Just walk down. It's two rooms, 2 hallways.
That's one of the things I also forget. There's so many flags that can be on. Sometimes it's like, oh no, that was last week that had Cardia Treasury. It's fine. Firewood Horde. Not this week, but yeah.
Right. Shumbabi won't be punished for it, though, as we know where the rod is, and the key's not going to gate another entrance for him. So, he could just leave it, even if it has the key. If he leaves it till he's got a level 30 member, and then goes there, as long as he doesn't waste time checking places where it's not.
Yeah.
Could work out. Yeah, I do agree with chat there. Just peek it. It's quick. Maybe you wanted to go somewhere else first.
I think he
And
just
just
forgot.
see what's available. Very easily too. There's a lot of flags you've got to keep track of, a lot of interactions, and maybe just not thinking about, oh, there are boxes down there that I have access to. They're somewhere else as well, but here's a quick place to hit them all.
So yeah, Iker going up against the Vamakali. That big ice too. It's not a very big spell, but yeah, man, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, the bosses when they use the lesser effective spells, kind of show you how to do it. It feels like a lot of times they show you up with magic you have available.
Alright, he's switching to the ice 3. I think it looked like she was weak to ice, so that is probably the best play. Yeah, 201 damage.
That's about right. If
Weak to
she's
ice.
a carry analogy and carry is in Volcano, maybe there's some logic there. We did see Jay Scheidel check the bats. So we know Dr. Une and Starda are also out there in the table.
Ah,
So very
smart.
interesting. Pretty smart. I didn't think about doing that. But yeah, if you want to get sort of a little advantage, know which bosses are going to be in the pool, because you're going to see them all, but maybe there's some extra preparation you can do on the way.
So yeah, just like that, Shumbabi has 2 rune swords and a wear sword now. That's not bad. I love
No.
rune swords myself. They're very swingy.
Yeah, rune swords are fantastic. In this seed, you don't need a lot of weaponry, I feel like, to get through the boxes up to a certain point, but every little bit is nice, and it's certainly going to help against some of these bosses. And then, then it's the decision. Once you've figured out where everything you need is, it's time to start considering, your party composition for Topher. There's a lot of opportunities to switch it up with the recruits, and I know that there's some particular endgame strategies that runners like to employ.
Mechlin second in the air on restream here. Immediately going to Gaia, checking item shop. I'm sure probably weapon and armor shop, because this place does have one.
Yeah, find out
also,
what
I'm sure
spells are way up there. Yeah, might as well check the bottle while you're here.
Well.
There is, the chance
You need
that
that
a key
gold.
item will be behind.
She gave it before I could say it. Yeah. They always seem to give you a paltry amount of gold, especially when it's like the king. He's like, here's 92 gold from my pocket change. Like, oh,
Right,
thanks.
they're holding out on the player. They don't want to give over the stuff. They typically give out really important things. To this seed, they're just, in these flags, they're holding back because they know, everywhere else has probably got what you need.
That is a problem, though, is like they do count as a chest, so they can have key items. So you kind of have to talk to them.
Definitely, it can be interesting because they can be in out of the way places. The king and the princess, and even the locked boxes back in Corderia can be hiding away. And it's especially fantastic when the princess has something and Corneria Castle's nowhere near Topher, and you find Corneria Castle first.
Yeah.
Have to go all the way back and keep that in mind that you didn't do something.
That's a good point though about the lockboxes. Like sometimes you'd see like, oh, Crown gave me nothing, Northwest Castle, right? So like I don't have to worry about that. But it does have three. I mean, you can peek those ones specifically. I just use that as an example. Like it does have 3 lock chests that could have something, right? So
Yep,
and
you've
same with
got
like Corneria. Like you think, oh, okay, Corneria's done. I talked to the king, talked to the princess, but now there's 6 chests in there that once you have the key, it could have
yep.
something.
Yep, the game will play, especially in earlier keys than we've seen tonight. The likelihood that those things have stuff in them if you found the entrance early enough. Yeah, very very likely. It's always funny when it's in a chest that's usually not worth your time, like the Elfland Castle boxes.
Yeah,
Having
exactly. Oh,
something, you're just like, oh come on, or Locked Marsh. That's always a fantastic one
I
after
hate
you've
that.
already
Don't
been
even speak
to
that into
found
existence.
Marsh. It's a possibility.
In this specific flag set, it's or in this specific seed, I should say, not necessary because like key is our go mode at this point for the most part.
Yeah,
But yeah,
luckily
like
for the runners.
it's always scary thinking Marsh Locked has the thing.
Oh yeah, you don't like double dipping dungeons no matter what, but Marshlock for some reason feels extra bad most of the time. More so when the encounters are on.
Yeah,
I think that lends to that stigma a little bit with Marsh. At least in these flags, you don't have to worry about some incredibly awful monsters popping up along the way and just putting an end to your adventures down there.
Um, is this key then in Marsh? I think it has to be at this point, right? I don't know if
Sure.
we have anything else.
Has somebody checked what the Mirage entrance is?
Well, it doesn't like all the other key items were found somewhere, like as a group of runners. So yeah, that had to be key. So that's good. Key and Marsh, kind of gross. Do you check the locks for the trap tiles since you're down
Oh, I
here?
see. I mean, I feel like you
Looks
might
like
as
yes.
well. Oh,
No, well
nope.
he's
Oh,
yeah. Iker still needs key items that he doesn't know where they are. So this is very
oh
fair.
yeah, both cube and rod. Yeah, both necessary. But not checking. I would at least check the trap tiles
I
as
would peek
well. I
them.
think.
Yeah, especially that one room, the very last one there that has 2 unique trap tiles. So it's you just kind of peek them real quick. But
You know,
plenty of other places that have trap tiles, so no
this is true.
worries.
There's not a lack of them. You'll have access to everything eventually, and the floater makes it pretty quick to get around. Sometimes it's even faster to get to them than it would be otherwise. So. And with no encounters, even the second to last floor of C is super on the table for a grind if you know that's where the tile is.
So yeah, it's the thing that I was mentioning earlier, Iker, which is probably what I would have done too. Took the canal and the ship and left Inner Sea, so just going further and further away from the airship. Sadly, Jay Shidell just got their airship, so 3 runners will be in the air shortly here.
Yeah, it's very easy to do that canal leading very it gives you a lot of access. And there's a lot of entrances you want to check sooner rather than later. I feel
Yeah,
like, and
there's a problem
it's very easy
with
to get led the
Nox
wrong direction.
and Bahamut. Oh well, I say that, and Iker is immediately going down 2 ordeals. Hopefully he stays, gets the
That's
airship.
good, yeah.
Putting a save? Yeah, putting a save. Don't need to though. No
Yeah, there's
encounters
always the
anywhere.
worry that you're gonna
Oh,
run. Well, the
trap
box will wipe
tiles.
you after you've, or
That's fair.
yeah, as well as the trap tiles. You want to make sure you don't lose the progress at the very least. Although, I do feel like you get pretty powerful pretty early, enough to take on most of what Seed expects you to take on until you get to Topher. So
Free Excalibur on the Shum side. I think probably a lot of
that's
runners got that one, but it was good.
some nice savings there.
Yeah,
It's
20
somewhere
something
in a
thousand.
shop probably, but yeah, now you don't have to
It
buy it.
was.
I definitely love finding them.
I think it was in Corneria. It was somewhere early.
Yeah, we definitely did see an Excal in the shop early. That and a ribbon. Probably all I'm really focused on for a lot of these bikes. A power bonk as well. That's getting a power bonk in these is just a wonderful thing. It's a
Princess.
dragon sword and a
A
heal
lot of
pot.
nothing.
Yeah, not the
Yep.
value.
Classic. Alright, let's see if Jay Shidell stays. Let's. Nope. Oh, it's gonna check Earth and maybe reset back. So I'm put down a save up there.
That's fair, right? Yeah. Especially works out in this instance since this is just one check real quick. We know it's flame armor, I believe. So probably reset back. Or gonna keep it. All right.
Yeah, it's a very good piece of armor. Only +1, but very good piece. Unfortunately, leaving Titan's East where we know is Marsh, which has key. But I don't blame him. I don't want to go to Marsh either. There's like 5 chests down there, 6 chests, whatever it is, and compared to the rest of the entire world that you have access to.
You're just hoping, that that's not it.
Right, second Fiend dungeon has been found in Vanilla Mirage. Fun. Right,
Oh, yeah,
knows
that
that
is.
it's there. Is gonna worry about that later.
Yeah, that's fair. Doesn't need, hoping key isn't there, which we know it's not, so not going to be punished unless it spends time, full looting some of these other places. And Sky is not really one you want to have to full loot, really. It's a little long, that second floor of Sky, to get between all the boxes, I feel like.
Let's see how much money Sarda's got today. I say less than 400. Ah, I was wrong.
Almost 1,800. Not terrible. Up and then Earth. All right. Knocking out the dungeons that we need to find very quickly.
So
I can
just missing
see.
Sea Shrine. Yeah, for Go mode. Well, for location. Go mode, we know.
Yeah.
Alright, Iker going for the promo. Saying heck it to the bonus point. I want to use my
Speaking
Excalibur
of
for
sea,
katanas
all
now.
right. Cardi has got the dungeons today. So outside of Key, Mechlin knows where everything is. But that's not necessarily good because they didn't go where the key is. So potentially going to spend a lot of time in these other dungeons looking around at boxes that aren't going to have anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. The 3 runners who don't have key have cube, and the 1 runner that does have key doesn't have cube. So everyone's missing the one thing that they need for the Go mode currently.
It's never a feeling you want to have for too long
No.
in these flags because the build up of did I forget something? Did I miss a box? I know starts to build for me a lot, or just did I miss a location? Or there's a lot. The more you found, the more places there are to check. And if you don't keep very good track of how early certain things are available, it can definitely send you off course for a while on these flags.
Yeah, Iker diving right into Sky. Gonna probably check the less than greater than room, probably first floor, looking for that cube. Doesn't have cube, so can't go any further than that, sadly, but...
Well, maybe he does have
Maybe he
cube.
does have it? Yeah. Wasn't just marked, then that's fair. So, I guess
Hey,
Iker's in the Go mode, then. Driver's seat, really. Has
not
access
a
to
bad
everywhere, has...
trap tile, really, to check either.
Nope, they can roll thick, but if they didn't, they're good XP, but they can be very evadey, very tanky, and scary.
Yeah, you never know. You'd like to be able to get, whatever grind encounter is in front of you done with, 1 round of spells, but a lot of times the dragons are not going to cooperate with that, especially with the scaling that is present in these flags.
Yeah, so Iker also promoing makes me think, obviously, probably not thinking about the black belt strat, so I'm curious if he sticks with the thief, or if he swaps to a fighter at some point. Maybe he's happy with katana and the thief carry.
Yeah, you've got a lot of options. Any of the melees can sort of turn into your carry at the late game. You've got access to probably everything you're going to need to turn whichever one is your preference into your main DPS and support them with sort of whatever. Even if you want to spend the time to go buy new spells on somebody because you switched up your party comps, definitely worth a consideration. We see a Vorpal pick up there. Can't be super sad about that.
Oh, you can be. At -3, you can
Okay.
be.
You're sad that it's not a better Vorpal, for sure.
Uh-huh. I mean, that's like, what, equivalent to a silver dagger, give or take? I'm teasing. I know there's a lot of Vorpal lovers, and I respect the Vorpal.
You've got choices. to swing around. That's for sure. Or just punch if you want to switch to the black belt. Although we haven't seen one of those tiles that just makes you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna grind a 42 on this right now."
Yeah.
We haven't seen eyeballs. We haven't seen the Gershark and Big Eye tiles. Another nice one.
I love
Haven't
iron
seen
golems.
Agamas, Iron Golems. There's
Especially if you
another
have
one.
nuke, they don't have a ton of base HP. They can obviously roll like high, but their vanilla HP isn't high, so they can be squishy if you have like nuke. Otherwise, they pretty much resist everything else. So anything
Remember,
not elemental will be
Bobby's
fine.
got a lot of spike tiles here to check in ice. Maybe we'll find one of those prime tiles for
Yeah,
grinding.
5 unique trap tiles in Ice Cave. Sentry is, I think those are the good XP ones. They are kind of tanky, kind of scary, but they do give a lot of XP.
Yep, normally showing up in Sky, right? So towards the end of the vanilla game. Yeah, it can definitely be mean and thick, though. So you never know. Especially when you run away, you never know, like, okay, was that a good grind? Even if the enemy itself might be good, if you don't get to see what they're punching with, sometimes still a little scary. We've got Matoya, Dr. Une, Sarda, and the fake carry, Vamakali, as our four bosses tonight
Her canon name now.
that are going to be in Topher at the end and provide their spells and skills to the bosses. And if I remember, some of those are some pretty mean spells that can get randomized into the pool.
Oh yeah, everything in the Final Fantasy 1 all-feed pool is scary.
Hey, I could swap into a fighter. Ooh, yeah, that's not a bad tile.
Yeah, it's not bad. I liked the swap to a fighter. It's again, speaking of the double dragon, so you're fighting 2 fiends again instead of chaos. Chaos obviously not weak to the Excalibur, but those fiendry fights are, so Excalibur
You
can
can
pull a lot of
bring that
damage.
hurt all ability into that final fight and actually get some use out of it. It is definitely a perk of the X-Cal with the fighter usually. I feel like that is, like, you're not going to run a fighter early a lot of times unless their blessing's really good, because the thief just provides so much extra safety and turn priority, I feel like, which you need early game in these because you need to get through the encounters. But then late game, you've got lots of power. You can usually buy anything you're lacking if you really want to fill in a gap there on the fighter, like a ribbon or something, as long as you know where they are.
Yeah, so Shumbabi looking for this elusive key. Same with mostly everyone, although Mechlin is landing at where we know the key is, and nope,
Leaving again, not worth
Don't
it.
blame him
Marsh,
again.
No one likes Marsh, I feel
Marsh
like.
is a hard
That's
ask when there's only, again, 12 boxes total in the entire place.
Yep, and they're split in an inconvenient way. We do have exit to get out real quick, but he's still got to go back in and go the other side.
Yeah, I'd be in the same position looking for this key anywhere other than Marsh.
Yep.
4 red hydras on Iker's side. That's generally, you have ice 3, they're weak to ice. They generally don't have much HP, and they give a good amount of XP for a party fight. So, gonna be taking this probably for a few levels at the very least.
Yeah, heads up play, knowing what the weaknesses are and what spells you have available, especially in those situations where you're not just relying on nuke to nuke everything. We do have it available, but in this case, Ice 3 gonna have a lot more charges, able to grind a little longer if he wants to, and take down the enemies without too much trouble, it looks like.
Yeah, one of the best things, like, it doesn't matter at this point, but when we were mentioning earlier, you get those charges spells back when you level up and get that charge. So it's always fun when you find a grind early on and you just get your spell charges as you're grinding.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You don't just have to take it once and then leave because you can't kill another pack. You can just keep fighting until you've sort of out-leveled whatever spell level the charges are coming in at, and then you've got to start, eyeing your resources a little bit.
So yeah, Iker's at level 20, level 21. I'm curious to see what he's going to be comfortable at. because you're
Yeah,
looking
that's
for
a
damage or
big
escape.
ask of these flags because yeah,
Yeah.
the Topher is trouble, and if you're not going black belt, with those definitive sort of breakpoints, there is a lot of wiggle room as far as what level do you want to go in and deal with the bosses at for
I
your
I mostly look
area
at
or the rest of them.
HP. Honestly, I don't know all the specific breakpoints for different weapons for the different fighters and stuff, but like I'm hoping for more than 400 on
Yeah,
the mages. A lot of them can't get, especially the black mage can't get that high, but the closer you are to 400 or higher, the happier I am. So
certainly fair. You want to be able to, at least in an emergency, live through that turn where nuclear comes out and maybe another spell, especially with the double dragons in the final fight. If you just get wiped on turn one before you can set up, can lead to a pretty awful experience that you're just doing over and over again a couple times. So the more HP you have, definitely provide that needed safety.
this is always where I get nervous too. Like you just did not a full grind, but you took some levels. You are not very geared, and this is the Kraken spot, so it does have very high amount of hits and attack damage and stuff, kind of like the Kraken spot normally has. It might not punch, it could have a different script, but it can be very punchy, and
Yeah,
you do
that's
not want to
always the
wipe after
fear,
doing
right?
that. Yeah, little mini grind.
Yeah, post grind wipes never feel good. That's just not
There we
what you
go.
want to see. Mechlin gonna get the
Mechlin
key
finding the
here.
key.
Fantastic. Finally decided to go to Marsh where nobody wants to go, and that's fair. I would be surprised if a number of runners tonight sort of avoid the marsh in favor of greener pastures.
Also on the Iker side, that was one swing with the Exhale, one hit, like 60 damage. It's not what you want to see.
Nope, nope.
But many charges of nuke, so we'll be getting through this shortly, I'm sure. Probably
Yeah,
on this
backup
grind.
strats are fantastic. I'm a big fan of Nuke. Yeah, it looks like Dr. Une
Slow
had
landed.
slow,
Okay.
so yep.
Yeah,
Not a spell you enjoy seeing. Do we have fast? Have we seen what level fast is at?
nope, not yet.
Because that is definitely something you tend to hunt for in these flags. It makes a big difference, I feel like, especially
Oh,
if you're going
absolutely.
fighter strats.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I believe probably Sarda and Dr. Umi. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them have the blood in there. Two scripts to shuffle into the pool, and then that just shuts you down if you're relying on your switch to system.
And I
So,
think that slow one status attack is double, so you can protect against ribbon. Slow two is on, so you're just hoping it doesn't hit you at that point, even with a ribbon.
yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, this is the final dungeon for Iker, so we'll make
Moving
short
along.
work of the Lich, I'm sure. Won't have any issues here. And then I don't think he has any ribbons, so like, do you hunt for ribbons? Do you look for all the shops, try and find something? I'm curious what his play here is.
There, yeah, that's definitely a decision to be made. I know I tend to peek a lot of shops throughout the seed, and we did see that from all the runners, really. But if you haven't seen them yet, do you spend the time to go hunting for them? Do you go back to where there were pro rings if you saw one of those, which is, like we said, sort of a good backup?
Yeah. Did
Or
we
do
see
you
Wall?
just risk it? I think we've seen Wall.
That
Could be
is
wrong.
that is a strat.
Castable ribbon, it'll
Your red
help.
mages have life 2, so you can have 2 cast wall on one red wizard and on one fighter, and then it feels bad, but I mean,
I don't see it there on Iker's
yeah, I don't see
side,
Wall.
so.
Yeah. Not yet. I mean, available some at some level, but yeah, I don't see you currently have it.
Oh, yeah. Tracker pointing out half a ribbon exists on the red mages, so that's something. I mean, it's definitely better than not having any resistances, right?
Oh, absolutely. Especially that one, because that's everything except for the elementals, ice, light, and fire. So it's resisting poison, earth, death, time status. That's all the instant death and all of the non-elemental scary stuff like that.
Definitely the big ones, the ones that will just ruin your day immediately and not give you a chance to sort of recover. It's interesting, we don't have a lot of armor across the board, so if the
Nope.
bosses do tend to have a lot of those elemental spells, though,
Yep.
as opposed to some of the instant death things, it can still be really, really rough.
I think we're doing a shopping trip here, looking for anything. Ice armor
That's
plus
fair.
4? That's pretty good. Okay, doesn't want it. That's a flame armor plus 1, so that's fair. But going for the Brack. Is Iker
All
maybe
right.
going for the legendary X for Brack strats?
I mean,
Certainly
I
not,
don't
right?
know what weaknesses, Starda and Dr. Une and Altfiends have, but if you're aware of some, slightly better chances to land one of these instant death spells, it's probably worth the pickup. Definitely stretches your resources out a little bit in Topher,
Yeah.
as well as saving you the need to potentially heal or res somebody after they get bopped in a fight.
Yep. No, absolutely. All right, we're going for it though. I
All
respect it. I
right,
like it.
yeah. Might as well give
32
it a shot.
minutes,
It's super
44
fast.
seconds. Yeah. That's the thing too. Like you at least get a feel for what the fiends will have, even if you can't clear it or clear it on this attempt at least. You can kind of get a feel for what's going on here. It's very fast redive, so
Yeah, super quick, in and out, even if you get dumpstered pretty quickly. But first boss down.
fake carry. Get out of here. Ooh, that's a big hit.
A little
All right.
punchy, yeah.
Yeah. Again, fighter isn't horribly geared, or like super geared, so yeah, those punches are gonna hurt.
Yeah, definitely not having, Invis 2 up or any sort of extra protection there. Ooh,
Yeah, 7 hits,
706, yeah.
700 damage.
Got the life spells, just cycle them around. Try, the boss can
That was a good hit.
theoretically maybe only kill one person a turn if they just keep punching, so.
Yeah, you don't want it to be the fighter. That's your big
This
damage.
is fair.
Meanwhile, Shibabi taking on Sarda. Still
Oh,
don't really know what
Mechlin
that
as
sprite
well.
is. I like it though. Spooky looking. Mechlin as well, yeah. This is Mecklin's last one though. He is in
Yes,
kill
yeah.
mode. Shumbabi still needs to do Sea
That
Shrine
key, yep.
and find the key.
Go to Marsh, yep. Looks like Jay Shadell found some green or gray worms. Not a bad grind. Taking it while he's here.
Alright, throwing out the Bane on Dr. Une. I want to see it hit.
I'd love to. Anytime, you can get one of those to land. It just feels good, even if it was a couple turns in.
That's a good thing, though, is like it's not taking up any other useful. It's level 6. That's all you have is Bane and Brack on that level, so it's not like you're
Yeah,
losing
might as well.
Duke charges every time you do it or something.
Yeah, that definitely becomes something to consider, right? When good spells share a level, you really sort of have to think a little bit more about which
Yeah.
ones you're using when, and when.
Ooh, 10 hits, over 1,000 damage.
Dr. Une not messing around today.
Nope. But yeah, it's especially bad when you have, like, say, Fade in Life 2 or Fade in Cure 4 or something like that on the same level. And it's like, I want to damage, but I also want to, heal.
Yeah. Especially when it's the choice of, like 2 very good spells of one of each kind that you've got to sort of just ration as you go through the seed.
So yeah, this good doctor is not playing nice. I think all it's done is basically punched. I think I saw maybe like an ice 2, but... Alright. Finally pulling out the nukes, pulling out the big guns. Never mind.
And denied. Looks like Jay Shidell promoting. I wonder if
Yep.
he did the grind to 30. He did. So bonus point for him, it looks
Nice.
like.
Very well. And the power bonk for free.
Oh,
Sitting there.
that's, potentially
hate
a
it.
big pickup. Not sure if anybody else got that. It would have been in one of the Cardi Isles, but I know that not everybody peeked into all of them, but the points that they were there, so.
Yeah, also Mechlin They're kind of scary, but they are weak to ice, so finding water and a Naga fight. So this is a lot of XP. And again, the Ice 3 will do a lot of damage to these guys.
Good place to shore up some levels for that Topher dive. You may need to come back.
Might be going for the 30 promo too. Yep, there's level 30. So I'm guessing probably gonna promo now. I can't remember.
Makes sense, yeah.
I don't think he promoed, right?
That's a good question. I'm not super sure.
It's hard to tell sometimes with like the custom sprites that people have. It's like,
No, no, definitely, right? You get so used to just the way they look, especially if you don't run with the custom sprites often.
Looks like a turtle to me. Is he promoed? Nope. All right, going down. Get a promo. So also getting the bonus point.
Fantastic. Fabian Hawk pointing out fast was seen at level 7, so way up there. You know, attainable potentially. Potentially, I'm not sure if the red mages could learn it, but you know, if you really need it, you could get the levels for them.
I'm not positive how it works. I think Sage Red Wizard can learn anything? Question mark. I'm not sure.
That would be super nice. I mean, definitely Sage, very good blursing. So, all right, through the bosses, just the fighter alive. Can we do it?
Not even bothering. Nope.
No, we
That was
cannot.
A quick answer on that. Didn't have to wait.
Worth the shot, though. You know, short Topher, you might as well. Like, what's the point of leaving? You'd have to walk back through the bosses anyway, unless the fighter had some telemagic.
Oh, validation chest. Let's see it. Ribbon.
Ribbon, hoping maybe Masa's not bad. Yeah. Maybe hoping for a power bonk there. I've seen it once or twice in practice, but we know where it is. So
the Exiles would be better, but the Masamoon can be extra chip damage on one of the red mages. Like, why not? Let him swing a bit. It's probably better than Ice 3, honestly.
Yeah, that's definitely fair, right? Why burn the charges of these lesser effective spells when you can just swing a big stick?
So yeah, Shum's going for the Final Fiend, same with Jay. Neither of them sadly have key, but they've checked a lot of things, so they're running out of places that it could be. So hopefully it leads them to the Marsh Cave.
Yeah, they've been keeping track of their entrances and what they've done. Yeah, they're very limited on options right now where things could be. So
okay. I saw Shum's has fast. No charges for fast, but does have fast.
Okay, well, it's good to have it learned. You know, if you get a couple levels here, you do get those charges through the Topher fights. So you could just pick up the charges before Chaos. The Chaos spot.
Well, Shum's is in Sea Shrine still.
Oh, well, fantastic then. Yeah. Get a level here, and then maybe even do a little bit of a grind to get more. Yeah, fast, very, very, very good. Not to be underrated at all, especially on these when you need to, like, end the boss in one turn, probably, or they're going to ruin your day.
Yep, the more damage you do, the better fast is, right? It's just doubling the amount of hits that you get, so if you're already hitting for a decent amount, that fast is going to just absolutely annihilate these bosses. So yeah, 2 Unes on the right side. Different Unes, but both very dangerous in their own right.
Yeah, neither one of them really being a pushover tonight.
That's the Kraken spot in general. It's always the one that I'm the most scared of. Because like that, 4 hits, 300 damage, that's with some
yikes, as we see on screen. Yeah. Definitely, a little bit of yikes there.
Yikes. Ooh, barely surviving the fire too. That is good. Alright, Dr. Une X2 is down on Hiker's side. I also respect that he went left this time instead of right. It's what I do as well. If I bounce off Topher going a direction, I will go the other direction. It's
fair. Mix it up a little bit. I tend to go left. Macklin also into Topher and through the Matoya boss, so right behind Ikir as far as bosses.
Yeah, Mechlin does have fast charges. I saw one of them going out here.
Yeah, if you have enough for each spot, you might as well use them, I feel like. Yeah, but turn order, letting him down.
Yep, shrugged off a hit from Carrie though, which is good to see. Yeah, 9 hits. I think that was like 1,400 damage or something. That is good.
We just saw Crack come out of Ikea on Starda. So nice to have those red mages with those resistances, I bet.
Nice big hit. Starter goes down.
The step out. At least didn't step back
Yeah,
in to refight the fight.
I've certainly never done that before.
Yep.
Shifty eyes, yeah.
Yep. Almost every time, stop myself. No, you can walk around in these, and there's no encounter, so you don't have to worry about potentially wiping on the way around the corner.
All right. Puts the Mazaboon and the Vorpal -3 toothpick on the red mages. They're going to be swinging, hopefully, for a little bit of damage here. Nuke's probably better though. Yeah, 2-target nuke.
Yeah, and a nice thing about nuke lock 2, lock 2, not something you typically need in other flag sets versus
Crack is
just
scary.
lock. But
Alright, everyone dodges, no big deal. I don't think he's got any Ribbons, so that Crack is very scary.
oh, that's true. Yeah, we just have a pro ring. So
Does not help with the Crack either. It's Earth Elemental, I think.
yeah, nuclear out of one of the dragons.
All right,
One down.
Looking good as long as like a big nuke doesn't come out here or something like that. Yeah, 2 hits, 120 or whatever that was. Not inspiring confidence, but alright, fighter goes down.
I believe we have plenty of life charges to try and salvage this at least.
I think at this point you gotta go for it with the nukes.
Also fair. Just blast away.
You get 4 nukes total. 3 on this turn coming out. Easy,
Boom.
GG's.
Well done. The bosses gave him a good run there. Definitely some challenges, but we've seen meaner in practice, I know, so that's, I'm sure, a little bit of a relief. And having those nuke charges and the fighter, connecting with some big hits enough to get through that, fantastic.
And Mechlin in the fight as well now, popping a Viz 2, fast temper, pumping up that the fighter. The thief goes down, but the thief was only like level 10, so no big deal.
Yeah,
we're going
just a
pure fighter damage. So these dragons are about to get hit real hard. Oh, well. Yep, going for the ruse now. Ooh, the X-Ray. I couldn't see if that hit or not. That was scary, though.
Expert into Quad X2 could have just done it right there, and that would have been, not a feel-good moment.
Alright, hold A and pray. Let's go. No problem.
Boom,
GG's.
fantastic. Another fighter. Bringing home the bacon.
Yeah, right on the heels. I don't know what the total times for the room have been, so I don't know if that is close for a bin or not. Yeah, either way, well done. GG's. Showing the power of the Exhale Fighter.
Looks like that was 59 seconds apart, so I believe that is both runners. Oh no, excuse me, I'm looking at, 53-26 for Iker, 54-25 for Mechlin, so I think that puts both of them in bin 1, correct?
As long as no one else finished first off restream.
Nope, Iker, first place overall and
right.
on restream, it looks
Mechlin,
like. Yep.
squeak it in there then, 1 second.
Looks like we did have a second place finisher off screen, Guardian Marcus, right behind Iker at 54.02, but then Mechlin right after him, 54.25. So fantastic.
Yep. Which doesn't matter. They all get the same amount of points with how the bin system is. So good job. Sneak it in there. 1 second left. One more turn, and you go down a bin. So well played.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Optimizing. Not a lot of times does the 1 second, especially with the bin system, I feel like, mean as much, but that's wonderful to see, and got to be a feels good moment as well.
Yeah, I can't speak for all the runners, but I definitely am watching the race room, and like in your head, since you know the bin system and how it works, you're like, okay, I gotta get through this, the next 10 seconds, or I lose a point. So.
Yeah, if you watch that, the pressure definitely mounts as soon as you see the finishes start to come in, because you know how long you have to finish in that same point range. So definitely. Bobby doing a little bit of a final grind probably here, getting quite a bit of HP. which was nice to have going into Topher.
I like the symmetry party. Double fighter, double red mage. Love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Jay Shadow hunting for this key. We know he's close. Just a little left and up and left. And you'll be where you need to be.
Yeah, this is going to be the next one right here. Does he stay? Putting a save, so that's good. That's good news. Gonna check north first. That is a quicker check for 4 chests. Makes a lot of sense. Badoom, welcome in. Badoom, welcome in.
Joined by Iker and Macklin, our first and second place finishers on Restream. Fantastic to see you, and fantastic fights.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Was a nail biter there at the end, Macklin. He 1 second away from.
Yeah, my heart was thumping so fast during that. And then I
Yeah.
looked over mid Topher and I seen that Ike had finished, and I was like, all right, just focus. Don't look at the race room.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask if you saw the time or not. If you knew you had a minute left at that point or whatever.
Yeah.
Time it was.
I don't know if anybody's seen, but I got cracked from Dr. Une on the first fight in Topher, and then in the Double Dragon fight, Dr. Une sent a crack out, and I gripped my seat so hard because I thought for sure that was it because I had no one else left.
No ribbons. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't see any ribbons anywhere.
Me either.
I don't think we saw any on stream at all. Yeah, no one that I've seen has a ribbon unless they scored one in a box that we missed, I think.
Yeah, I haven't done a
pro
ton of
ring.
these,
That was
but
it.
It was rare. Yeah, the pro rings. Yeah, very helpful for all the ID stuff. Yeah, no ribbons is petrifying.
Yeah, for real. I
Yeah,
think
they did have resist. I'm not sure if that really mattered.
Well, the red mages did. Yeah, the
I was
fight.
gonna say I knew the red mages had resist, but
It
But-
looks like there was one ribbon in Matoya's cave.
oh, I was done checking chests by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike's
main thing,
gone.
right?
I'm going.
Yeah, you could spend all seed opening boxes and finding lots of good stuff, but you gotta, pull the trigger at finishing sometime. You don't want to spend that extra time opening boxes aren't going to be the key items.
It's all about going fast and
Exactly.
getting through what you
Went
think you
fast.
can.
Yeah.
I fight over the next cal and lots of nukes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the big thing for you, Iker, was you immediately went down Marsh as soon as you found it. Everyone else put it off, which I for sure would have done the same. It's like, I don't want to go down Marsh.
They did not
Yeah.
learn from watching SGL live.
Yeah, I watched SGL live and I learned don't fade Marsh. But I wanted to check all the NPCs that I could in the area first because I think those were my last entrances in that area. So I was like, let me check an NPC before I dive all the way down Marsh.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Basically glad I found key before floater, 'cause that way it did have incentive to go up top to find other places.
Yeah, that
Okay,
key
I'll
led a couple people astray, being where it was for sure for a while.
Yeah, it was kind of funny for a bit. We didn't have cube marked down for you, so you had key, but we thought no cube, and then everyone else had cube but no key. So it's kind of funny that but then we saw you go into the sky and you went up, so it was like, okay, he had cube. Very good.
I don't remember where that was. That wasn't the shop item, was it? No, that wasn't.
No, it was pretty early-ish though. Somewhere in the inner.
It was.
zones. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember you guys did different parties. I can't remember with the recruiting. It's kind of hard to remember what you started with, but
Yeah. I start with Thief, because Thief in running, I had to do that all during SGL, and it probably bit me twice. Thief, 2 red mages for the Sage, and then a white mage for the Exit. And then we saw Exit level 1, so it was like, okay, so I finally deal with red mage replacing, because
here.
white mage, red mage is superior.
Mhm.
Harm 4 and Harm 3 didn't really matter when you have all the 3s at the beginning. You have Ice 3 at level 1 and Fire 3 at level 4. So still had a lot of damage, then the nukes at 5 just cinched it.
Yeah. You two actually, I think, went to the same party. You're the only two that went to the same party. Everyone else.
Yeah, I
did
went.
something.
Yeah, pretty sure that was a 3-man.
I went thief, 2 red and a white, just because I saw exit and I wanted exit. But then I laughed whenever I saw exit in Canaria.
Yep.
And my white mage got stoned early, and I just kind of let it stone most of the seed until I think probably Kraken, my second fiend fight or my third fiend fight, and that's whenever I just decided to use it as a meat shield.
Yeah. You go up front. There you go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's like, are you sure? I'm like level 2. Like, no, you stay in front.
Nope. Take it. Take the hits.
Right, yeah, especially with the XP distribution, having 3 people or even 2 people getting that XP from the boxes just sort of rockets you ahead a little bit throughout the seed. You don't necessarily need that other person, especially when you're relying on those big spells out of just a couple of your casters.
And with the bonus
Yeah.
objective being get to 30.
Yeah,
And
I actually
Yep.
did that. I saw the Naga waters, and I was like, I can take that after I take the orbs, and I can get to 30 pretty quick. And then I knew where Bahamut was, and it was on the way to get the Excal and then to Topher. But then I realized I forgot to pick up fast and had to hurry back to Onrak.
Yeah, level 7 fast. Classic. Also, GG's to Shumbabi.
GG,
just
Shumbabi.
GG's.
Yeah, but you promoed immediately, right? Pretty much as soon as
I
you were-
did, yeah. I mean, I had a bunch of runs at SGL. They're like 45 minutes, and people are going to level up to get to 30 in order to get the extra bonus point. I figure that probably takes about a minute. So if I can just finish ahead of them, then I get the 10 and they max get 9.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. Mecklin got 11 here, so
Well,
I don't know about Marcus either. But
Nice,
yeah, I was
yeah.
just gunning for it. If I got a first
Yeah.
try, I would have been like 6 minutes ahead of everyone else.
Oh, 100%, yeah. No, you were in
That's
there
not
significantly ahead of everyone else on Restream.
Yeah, that was the objective. It just didn't work out. The Dr. Oon fight, I was not playing that well. I should just reset out of that and gone back in.
Yeah, he was being rude.
He was very
like,
punchy.
like,
The second
"Oh,
time he didn't.
For sure.
Yeah, punch the fighter.
Like, this flag set, you just gotta just go all offense. There's no defense involved. You just
Yep.
nuke everything. That was the plan of the dragons, and it worked out.
Yeah, you love having nuke available early in these. The roughest times early in these flags, I feel like, are when all those spells are sort of hidden away, and you just have to sort of chip through a box or two to sort of find progress and go get better spells. But luckily, we had those level 3 spells early, and then nuke at not a bad level. So
It was actually one of the downsides to the red mage that he had Sage, which is great, but then he also had minus 150 gold. So if you took 3 of them, you couldn't spend any money at the beginning. So you had to take only 2 and maybe something else. Unfortunately, the spells were cheap. I think Ice 3 was like 12. So the only downside was you couldn't save at the end if you got the spells, all the spells you wanted. You were
I
gold short.
goofed on that.
Oh no.
I bought Harm 4 and Exit, and then I went to the black shop and thought I bought Ice 3, and then my first fight, I was like, what happened here? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did buy the exit because we already came with it and saved money.
Yeah.
But that's pretty funny.
I've certainly done that once or twice. The worst one is when you don't have enough for the in, and you just muscle memory hit reset, and you're like, oops.
Let's focus on that. I was 1 gold short, so I didn't do it. Unfortunately, that first fight was not bad because I forgot the tents outside it.
I don't even remember what the first fight was. I know I reset out of it once, and then I think the second time I got. Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. I remember Shumbabi took, I think 3 fighters and Red Mage or something like that. So the fighters were at like 5 HP starting that fight. It's like, please get fire. Go first, please.
That's a party.
Yeah.
yeah, relying on that LE plus working early to just try to get a couple boxes under the belts right away.
Yep. Probably wanted to avoid the minus money as well because he eventually swapped to his second Red Mage. Yeah, it was an interesting play. It worked out pretty good early. The Fire 3 and all that was great. But that first
until
box
Key.
is scary.
Yeah, it is. Well, he has 3 casts of it, so it should be good.
I was say there was a mage stick in the top chest too, wasn't there?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I say I remember having that, and it helped out quite a bit.
I think was throwing that around everywhere.
Yeah, and then I found a Zeus bonk too, so I had choices. That was nice.
It's definitely nice to get those on the people that don't have spells available. It lets you be a little more flexible with your party.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Mage Stick is probably my
That's what
favorite.
we
item that casts a magic. Fire 2 just hits so many weaknesses. It's great.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few undeads and boxes too, so
Yeah.
it worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Between Fire 3 and Ice 3, you had everything you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Dr. Une is not playing nice for J Shadow right now.
No, he's mean and he's thick.
Punchy and swirly, and yeah, not a good combination.
So luckily this one wasn't in the double dragon end of it, but yeah. Gets through it this time, no big deal.
I think he is, actually. Yeah, it was... I played that wrong. I should have gone all offense on him.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do the life circle and getting behind on it. I learned for the second time.
Oh, Sarda. Okay. I thought
Yeah,
it was Dr. Une.
Dr. Une was the Kraken.
Okay. Was
Yeah, it's
Sarda the
interesting.
Kraken?
You can take the quick wipe and sort of see what, you'd like to get through them all, but you do get that knowledge of what they're going to have, maybe how thick or thin they are, so you can sort of go in that second time with a little better plan a lot as far as how you're going to spend your resources.
Yeah, going in and seeing that Sarda is actually really low HP here, comparatively. Just meant, okay, just nuke him down, don't worry about anything else.
Yep. Especially if you know that you're going to fight him in the second Chaos fight too. So it was good. Those nukes help a ton with that.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of doubles their effectiveness, right, when you're fighting two bosses.
Yeah, the double dragons for this flag set was something. I don't know that I've ever encountered them, and then maybe on one of the seeds that I've played for one of the asyncs or something, but never with alt fiends. So this was rough to get through. I know there was a lot of practice seeds that I called it quits because I was just like, I'm done. I got to this point. I'm fine. I'll figure it out whenever it comes to game day.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm probably 50% completion rate on the practice. Like you said, a lot of times you get to there and you just get double nukes on first turn or like nuke tornado or something. It's like, let's go do anything else.
Yeah,
right now.
pretty much. Is that a power bonk on J-Shad?
That is, yeah.
Where was that at?
That was in Cardia behind the Bahamut.
Oh, okay. I didn't check any.
Didn't even look at those.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
I just promoted and left.
Just chilling up there. There was also a Mazamoon in the Topher itself, the chest behind.
Oh, and the key lock. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in Topher.
Oh, no,
sorry.
top. That's right. There was. I didn't equip. I equipped on the right mage.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
And just
Wait, there was a Masa?
Yep.
Wait, which chest?
Right there at the end, top right, I think.
Over,
Yeah.
The
yeah.
validation chest.
Oh, I didn't
in
check those
Topher.
boxes either. Okay.
Yeah.
The inside. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Excal's gonna be better, but still, it's kind of cool to have a Mazamoon on whoever wants to swing it, I guess.
I thought you meant there was a Masa early, and I was like, I
No.
missed that. What?
No. No, unfortunately. And GG.
And GG, J Shadow.
Jeez.
Yeah, definitely seeing a little bit rougher Topher than some of the other runners did. The bosses could definitely prove to be challenging, and then the double dragons even more so.
Badoom, welcome in. GG's, Jay.
Yo.
How you feeling?
I've already had a talk with Oslato about Dr. Une.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he was a big roadblock of the seed for most people. Definitely bounced out a lot of people from
Yeah.
Topher.
Talked with the others. Everyone apparently last location key. I felt so good, and we went with all the this is where all the big items are, and then it was in Marsh.
Yep. Everyone's set for Edgar, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
Good time, no big deal.
Key before floater.
None of you all watched the SGL races, huh?
Didn't
I
have
watched,
time.
I tried, yeah. I watched the finals, which was awesome.
Mhm.
People should go rewatch that.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching the SGL races really helped me understand how these seeds work. So,
Mhm.
I'm glad I watched them too for the Never Fade Marsh ever again.
I guess that's what I get for having Fizzle train me.
Yeah, poor Fizzle. Poor. I think Marsh hit a couple people, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. according to chat. Yeah.
Nobody likes Marsh.
No, I was even saying the
Well-
same thing. I would have also avoided it because you have everywhere open at that point, and there's not very many
Yeah.
chests down there.
I found Ice Cave, I found Marsh, but I hadn't found Earth, Sea, or Earth, Volcano, or Sky at the time. Or Earth, sorry, yeah, Earth, Sea, and Sky. I'm like, I'm just gonna check dungeons.
That makes a lot of sense.
I got to
You have to
anyway.
do them anyways.
Yeah, Iger didn't have floater, so like had less open at that point, so it also made a lot of sense to go down there and check. But yeah, I would have done the same as everyone else and just went elsewhere. It's one of those things. Both plays make sense.
hmm
Yeah, a lot of choices to be made when you're going through these. You know, do you check other entrances and do what's there? Do you, spend the time to maybe get nothing where you are? It's definitely a choice. And it caught a couple people tonight. The key and even the floater location wasn't particularly, direct for everybody. So
I don't remember where Floater was now.
I don't
Ordeals,
I don't
wasn't
use
it? Ordeals at
Ordeals?
Marsh.
Okay.
Yeah, in Marsh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
That
No,
was
by
really
that time
early.
I knew I didn't have Floater. I knew I didn't have Key. I was still checking. I only stopped whenever I knew I just had one item left in all the dungeons.
it was Marsh both ways tonight, blocking something important, which is pretty funny. You
Yep.
know, the entrance or the
That's a good
actual
point.
dungeon itself. So yeah, go to Marsh, people. I think that's what we've learned if we watch this tonight. Don't skip Marsh. Marsh is important. It's probably going to have at least something. I know it's stinky, but you got to do it.
Also
Where
remember
did the
which
others find a...
I was gonna say, also remember which red mage you put the warp on because I missed it both times I was looking for it. I was like, I know I bought warp somewhere, so I didn't warp it all in Marsh. Oops. Or in Ordeals. Oops. I took way too
Where
long.
did you guys find a grind to 30, or did you?
I did. I took the Naga water pack in Earth.
Mhm.
I did not. I was gunning for burst.
Okay.
I took that after I got all my orbs, and then that's when I was like, okay, go promote, go grab your X-Cal and go to Topher. But I forgot to grab Fast and Onrak while I was there.
Yeah, I figured Fast was in Onrak at the end. But I'm like, I have been screwed over by water so many times. It's like, the only thing I could find are these stupid gray worms. I'm like, at least they're easy and I can kill them with ice.
Yeah.
Horrible.
When the XP sailing, especially if you do it after like 4 ups, like pretty much anything,
Mhm.
great at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was three orbs. I knew where they were. If I got a 4-pack, it was basically 6,000 XP. It was fine.
Shum's, I think she probably took. It was just ice. I think it was in Northwest Castle.
Mhm.
They were just ice, no Naga. Maybe the Naga was there. I don't know. I didn't see it, but yeah. Also did the ice. It's one of those ones. They are scary, but they are weak to
Waters.
ice. Or sorry, waters. I meant they are
Yeah.
weak to ice. But yeah, they can
Makes
be very
sense.
thick.
I think mine was on Fire Dragons and Sea, so four chest room on the way to
Mhm.
Kraken.
Yeah,
I
there's
did
also
like 3 or 4 of those, and then went.
there's a 4 Hydra pack too somewhere that was
Or maybe that was Hydras. Yeah, it was Hydras. It wasn't.
yeah.
It was Hydras.
I saw the
just switched around.
Hydras. They poisoned me or something right off the front.
Oh,
It was something that was like, just like one of the first hits. Or no, that was the Whizvan. Sorry, that was the Whizvan.
yeah. Not what you want to see, especially with no ribbons. And
Yeah.
again, the red mage had protection, but the fighter is
Well,
gonna die.
and I heard you waiting on ending up here. That's the only reason I checked those chests behind Bahamut. I'm like, it's easy chest. Maybe there's a ribbon back here.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, that ribbon would have been nice.
Mhm.
That
I
ribbon's
wasn't
gonna
going
be
to for
the next
anything
chest.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next chest can always have your ribbon or your power bunk or whatever it is you're looking for, right? It's hard
Or-
to stop.
2 gold that you randomly pick up in Mirage because you just grab one on the way through, greater than less than.
Like, what are you, an NPC in this? Get out of here.
Pretty much.
It was a fantastic race. The first of many we're going to see this week with these flags. A lot of potential punishment still to come. for runners later on. I believe we're back not tomorrow, but Thursday at 7:10
6:30?
Eastern.
10?
10:30 Eastern. Sorry, my time zone. Time zones are hard.
Yeah.
So we'll have the second set of races in a couple days. A little bit more practice time for everybody. Very interesting flag set. Excited to see more of maybe some hidden keys, some hidden
Oh, no,
floaters. We
jeez.
didn't have a hidden loot tonight. At least that was the first key item for most runners on stream, I think. So at
Hooray.
least there was that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thankful to see that first. That's what I mostly have been last locating in any of practice seeds I've done.
It makes sense because it's not like it's not unlocking anything, right? So it's going to be the kind of terminal
Mhm.
item that can be anywhere essentially. But
Right.
yeah, it's good to get that one out of the way first.
And I just pulled up the schedule. It is 7 Eastern on Thursday.
7?
There you go. 7 Eastern, Thursday. That's right.
October 10th, 7, October 11th, 10, and then October 12th, 6:30.
Thank you. Yeah. Three
Dang,
more
that's super early.
races to come. At varying times. Yeah, the 7 Eastern one for me is right after I get off work, but I'm excited. We're going to get to see, more runners fade Marsh. Maybe, probably, I'm sure.
Not
Not
after this
everyone's
one.
going to get the memo. No, it happened in STL Live, and it's Marsh. Marsh is stinky. People don't like Marsh, and that bias, I think, will still see people fade it. And who knows? Maybe that will be the play that wins them the race,
Yeah.
in a future one. So. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thanks to Woo Bear for calming with me. Thanks to Luffy
Anytime.
and Budge for tracking. Dark Moon
Yeah.
and RPG Limit Break for setting us up to give you all this show tonight.
I got no final words. If anyone else has any final words that they
Nope.
want to give out.
Just
No?
thanks to
Yeah,
everybody.
thanks for the stream.
GG's again, everybody who participated. Excited to see sort of how the week shakes down, and we'll see you all next time.